In the ancient land of Canaan, nestled between the Jordan River and the Dead Sea, lay the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. These cities had become infamous for their wickedness and sinfulness. The people of Sodom and Gomorrah indulged in practices that were against the ways of God, turning a blind eye to righteousness and justice. Living in Sodom was a man named Lot, the nephew of Abraham, the patriarch of the Hebrew people. Lot had chosen to settle in Sodom because of its fertile plains, which were ideal for his flocks and herds. Despite the city's immorality, Lot tried to live a righteous life and upheld the traditions and beliefs passed down from Abraham.
One day, God decided that the sin of Sodom and Gomorrah had become too great. The cries against the cities had reached his ears, and he resolved to destroy them. However, because of his love for Abraham and Lot, God decided to warn Lot and give him a chance to escape the coming destruction. God sent 2 angels disguised as men to visit Sodom and deliver his message. When the angels arrived, Lot was sitting at the city gate, a place where community matters were often discussed. Recognizing the divine nature of his visitors, Lot rose to greet them and insisted they come to his home to spend the night. The angels agreed, and Lot prepared a feast for them. However, word of the visitors spread through Sodom, and soon, a mob of men surrounded Lot's house. Lot went outside and pleaded with the mob, offering them alternatives, but the crowd grew increasingly violent. At that moment, the angels intervened. They struck the men of Sodom with blindness, preventing them from finding Lot's door. The angels then turned to Lot and said, "Do you have anyone else here? Sons-in-law, sons, daughters, or anyone else in the city who belongs to you? Get them out of here because we are going to destroy this place. The outcry to the Lord against its people is so great that he has sent us to destroy it." Lot rushed to warn his sons-in-law, who were betrothed to his daughters, but they thought he was joking and paid him no heed. As dawn approached, the angels urged Lot to hurry, saying, "Take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, or you will be swept away when the city is punished." When Lot hesitated, the angels grasped his hand, along with the hands of his wife and daughters, and led them safely out of the city, for God was merciful to them. Once they were outside, one of the angels commanded them, "Flee for your lives. Don't look back, and don't stop anywhere in the plain. Flee to the mountains, or you will be swept away." Lot pleaded to be allowed to flee to a small nearby town named Zoar instead, and the angel granted his request. As Lot and his family hurried away, the sun had risen over the land. Then the Lord rained down burning sulfur on Sodom and Gomorrah from the heavens. The cities, along with all the inhabitants and the vegetation of the land, were consumed by fire. The sky was filled with smoke, and the earth trembled under the force of the destruction. Despite the clear command from the angels not to look back, Lot's wife, whose name is not mentioned in the Bible, was overwhelmed with longing and curiosity for the life she was leaving behind. She turned back to look at Sodom, and in that instant, she was transformed into a pillar of salt. She stood frozen on the plains, a lasting monument to the consequences of disobedience and attachment to a sinful life. Lot and his 2 daughters, stricken with grief and fear, continued on to Zoar. From there, they watched the smoke rise from the once prosperous cities, now reduced to ashes. Lot's wife remained a solitary figure on the horizon, a stark reminder to all who heard the tale of the importance of heeding God's commands and the perils of looking back to a life forsaken by God. This story from the book of Genesis has been interpreted in many ways over the centuries. For some, it serves as a moral lesson on the dangers of disobedience and the consequences of sin. For others, it is a reminder of the need to trust in divine guidance, even when the path ahead seems uncertain. Lot's wife's transformation into a pillar of salt continues to be a powerful symbol in religious and cultural traditions around the world.